Are you wondering if you could look younger? Well, this is a video where I've done some research and I'm using that research plus my own thoughts to come up with some ideas that can make us look younger. And it may be the experts and the information that I'm receiving and seeing maybe is not correct as far as you're concerned. If there's only two things you take away from the video, it will have made watching the whole thing, despite not maybe agreeing with everything, worthwhile. So clothes and outfits and so on, garden centres, tourist shops. You know, do you really need that t-shirt with a pliqued hedgehog on it? If you're buying clothes from a garden centre, stop in your tracks and just say, what's this going to look like outside the garden centre? I mean, if I'm buying it for gardening, fine. If it's got a purpose like hiking, but that sweatshirt with a pliqued flowers, really? How is that going to look in the high street? Is it really worth that 30, 40 pounds? Is it worth it? Yeah, so you go to meet a friend for coffee and she's wearing a nice sort of modern jumper she's just bought from Mint Velvet, maybe, and you're wearing your sweatshirt you've just bought from the garden centre with the pliqued tulip. Who looks older? Then we come on to two pieces. You know those sets that they're on a hanger, they're sold, the two items sold together and they're strapped on a hanger with a little bit of a silicone elastic band. And it might be a vest top, you know, or a camisole with a shrug or with a cardigan. It might be a tunic with a necklace. They're sold together. Those. Just no. And nothing wrong with the camisole, nothing wrong with the cardigan. But try to mix up the brands, try to mix up the elements. Those sets scream out of date. I can't think of another word for it. They are frumpy. They are frumpy. And if you look frumpy, you're going to look older. So don't think you're too old for something. Don't think you're too old for anything. And when it comes to clothes, don't think you're too old to wear things. I mean, take this lady, a woman after my own heart. I met her in a bar and she had grey hair, short and a little bit spiky on top, beautifully made up, really elegant, chic lady, and she was just wearing her rock chic, edgy, slightly edgy, and she wasn't afraid to be wearing it. On the other hand, there's these two. So don't ignore your personality. Let that come through in your clothes and let it thread through the clothes in your wardrobe so as it automatically then organically threads through into your outfit and you're going to feel more confident. This lady, this is her personality. She's going to be confident in that outfit. And really, there's nothing more useful than us when we're confident, is there? Really? If we're confident, we're smiling, we're beaming, our face comes alive, and that is youthful. Let's talk about jewellery. And this portion is sponsored by Ana Luisa very kindly. So I'm a little bit concerned about jewellery at the moment because it's very easy a year or two ago to say anything big, bold and chunky, plasticky, long and dangling, whether it's a pendant, long and dangling, or it's chunky beads that are long and dangling. But if you go around the shops now, you can see those in the shops. But I still think anything like that is aging. That's my personal opinion. That's where I'm sitting on the scale. So I'm still sticking with delicate jewellery. And I have to say, and this is absolutely my truth, one of my favourite brands of jewellery is Ana Luisa. And they gave me some jewellery last year, one of which is this necklace. And I go through the habit of putting a necklace on and leaving it on. You know, I shower in it, I sleep in it, and then maybe after 6 weeks or a month, I'll change the necklace and it'll be another one that's in favour. So I've just switched into this one again. You know, so you're going to see this in a lot of videos because I'm just keeping it on. But I got this a year ago and have gone through stages over the last year where I have been living in it, and it's not tarnished or deteriorated in any way. So I can say absolutely perfectly that this has lasted me as if it was new, even though it's a year old. They've sent me 3 new pieces, and there's a story behind each piece. But I just want to say that I was looking at their website this morning, and I was so pleased that they've got an awful lot on sustainability. So many of their materials are recycled, and I'm not going to go into the detail because there's very much in-depth measurement of their mark on the planet and their goals. Have a look at the website. I found it very, very impressive. So 3 pieces I picked. The first one is earrings, because with my bob, and I'll be coming on to the bob type hairstyle later on, with my bob I often find that earrings don't show on me. You know, the studs don't show, and so I will sometimes wear hoops. So I've got some really big hoops that I wear, and I got them cheaply from Topshop. I wanted something else that would show that was actually a more classy piece of jewellery, so I chose these, which are the Paris earrings, and they come in gold plated and rhodium plated as well. So I've got the gold plated, but they're not big hoops, but they're chunky enough that as I'm talking and doing things and out and about with people and, you know, moving my head and so on, they can be seen. And I chose some more earrings called Scarlet. These come in rhodium plated, gold plated, or both, dual tone. So I chose the dual tone. There we go. And I'm going to put those on for you in a minute. But the reason I picked these is because I love multi-tone metals anyway. And my most favourite earrings I've ever had in all my life were multi-tone. And then I eventually just lost them. They lasted for years. So I'm always drawn to a multi-tone earring anyway. I find the multi-tone is versatile because then you can wear a silver necklace or you can wear a gold necklace. You don't have to worry about the metalwork on your jackets or your handbags or your belt. So there's that versatility. But also, because as we're getting older and our skin tone's changing and our hair colour's changing, we may be moving from gold to silver, which is quite a harsh switch. You know, I don't find silver earrings really suiting me yet. And some yellow gold, really, really yellow gold, it looks awful. These I think look great on me, these ones here, the Paris. But it may be that as I'm moving across towards silver, these are going to be a good transition. So that's why I chose the Scarlet in a multi-tone. And the last piece I chose was a bracelet, and it's more of a bangle that is an elevated bracelet in that it's got curves. I'm just a bit quirky in that I need something that's got a slight elevated element. So this is not just a straight circle, it's got the curve. But the other point is that it is just slip on. Could do with a bit of a squeeze to just to make it secure. But you know, you don't have to play chase the worm with it. There's so many bracelets I've got that I'm going around like this. You just can't catch it. You can't catch the tail of the worm. Even if you're holding your bracelet to your chest, you know, like this, and you're going you just can't catch. Even with, you know, get those things, those clippers that you can use and hold. Even that's not convenient. So I was looking for a bracelet that I could just slip on. I don't need anybody's help. I'm not playing chase the worm, and I don't need to use one of those things that hold one end. And you're still chasing the worm, even with one of those, aren't you? Now, Ana Luisa are offering you a discount on their website for any item on the website or items on their website, and they're shipped worldwide. So yes, I'm sticking to the delicate jewellery at the moment. I'm not going down that path of shopping the chunky bits and pieces. I still think that would age me. I think that would age me. So I'm sticking to elevated classics. Don't be afraid to embrace new trends and ditch the old ones. So have a look in your wardrobe. Have you got something that you're repeatedly wearing as an outfit? You're putting the two together as a set, 2 or 3 together as a set, and you've been doing that for the last 10 years. And maybe that's time to actually say, yeah, perhaps I'm looking a bit dated in that. So embrace the new trends. Go and have a look around the shops. look online, look at all the links I've got down below and in my videos as well. And I've got an online website that I keep up to date with the latest things I'm finding that's still available. So you might want to keep that linked in your browser. Have a wander through. That's all appropriately modern for us to wear. And when we're looking modern and current, we're looking so much more relevant. We're saying, I'm here, I'm today, I'm here in the world now, I understand the world now. And I deserve to be listened to because I'm current and I'm relevant. A very obvious example is, say, cardigans. I've got a video on cardigans, I'll link at the end. But if you've got waterfall cardigans or shark tooth cardigans and jumpers and tunics, they are well gone. They really are. They just need to go out of your wardrobe. The alternative is getting a long line duster, get a classic cardigan, or if you wanted to get a modern cardigan, the modern shape at the moment is V-neck with big buttons and balloon sleeves. Wear one of those instead of your waterfall cardigan and you're looking like you're in the world today and you're more youthful. And at the time of recording, the trend that we can be looking out for now, that's a new trend, is maxi skirts, like the denim maxi skirt. I think would be great on us. And it doesn't look odd. It would not look odd to wear it with white trainers, which is the modern way of wearing dresses and skirts and trousers. That would not look odd. And on top of that, that's comfortable as well. So look for maxi skirts, denim, pleather. Maxi's the thing at the moment. Middies can be a bit awkward, so they could fall where your calf is thicker, and that could be just a little bit frumpy, and frumpy is aging and making you look older. So we're ditching the middies and we're going for the mid-axes and the maxis, or we're going for just below the knee length or just above the knee length. And really maxis hide a multiple of sins as well, don't they? So they're not only current and trending, they're useful and good camouflage. Now shoes, I mentioned sort of white trainers and so on being on trend. Also ballet flats, ballerina shoes are on trend as well this year. They could be awkward for us because we may have foot issues that mean that we have to have shoes shaped a certain way. But we can get insoles maybe to go inside, because I think ballet flats are actually very uncomfortable to wear because of the fact they're flat. So they're not going to be good for our feet, but we can look for insoles that will suit our whatever issues we've got with our feet. But yeah, white trainers. Also, trainers that are actually looking a little bit sporty trainers as well. I've just got some Victoria ones and really enjoying wearing them. They're very comfortable, and I do feel that they look really good with flared jeans, and also they're going to look great with the maxi skirts and maxi dresses as well. So where you can combine comfort with a shoe that's on trend, that's ideal. Don't feel that you need to go for these ugly shoes. Then we come on to Birkenstocks though. Some call them ugly, some don't. And fit-flops aren't necessarily ugly. Some think they're ugly, some don't. Personally, I don't. I think it depends on the style and the colour. Some I think are particularly ugly, but they are a very comfortable shoe and they can actually look attractive, in my opinion. Other videos will say they're ugly shoes. On the other hand, you've got some shoes that are designed just for hiking, sandals designed for hiking. Leave them there. They're perfect for that. That's exactly what they're made for your hiking. You don't need to be wearing them to a bar. Proportions and outfit formulas are important. The more that we can get that right, the more youthful our outfit and our whole appearance will appear. So make sure that if you're wearing something that's wide on top, it's not paired with something wide on the bottom, unless that is very, very trendy at the time, or you're belting it and pulling it in, or the bottom part actually has got a waist that pulls in. So you've then got some definition at the waist. That's when that would work. So in other words, here I'm wearing a chunky jumper, but I've got wide leg trousers, but it kind of works because the jumper's tucked in and I've got a short jacket over the top. So the proportions do work. The other proportions to watch out for, make sure that your measurements are third, 2/3. You've got a third at the top and 2/3 on the bottom, or the other way around. And if you can't do that in your outfit, then a belt can help. An example would be a tunic with crop trousers. Your tunic and your crop trousers are going to be the same length, and that is going to look frumpy, and that's going to be aging. If you want to wear that tunic, belt it. And then that creates the third at the top, and then below the belt is 2/3. Better proportion, it's giving you some waist definition. Better still, abandon the crop trousers and abandon the tunic, because I think tunics are frumpy. And tunics that are frumpy say old. Be careful of that Italy stuff. I'm not going to name the brand, but you know what I mean, that stuff. And they often have those tunics with the matching necklaces and so on, you know. I don't know when that ever was fashionable. Someone has just thought, oh look, that's a woman in her 60s and 70s needs to wear this. A tunic and a nice long necklace. It's never been fashionable, ever. And yet for years they've put women in their 50s, 60s, 70s in a tunic and a long necklace. Where did that come from? Who invented that? Same with capris. I've done a video on capris. I'm going to point you to that video, because why repeat myself? But there's so much wrong with capris. But at the same time, if they're useful, and I know that in Florida, I know that in Florida you love your capris. You want to be wearing them because they're cool. There's just ways to wear them. Just making sure that you're not cutting yourself in half. Make sure you've got your outfit as a third, 2/3, that your capris are not cutting you off at the wider part of your leg. That's if you care. It might be so hot you actually don't care, which is absolutely fine. If you're enjoying this video, do give me a. Make sure you update your bras regularly. So, and there's a tip that I heard, I didn't know this, probably you do, but I'm quite ignorant. I did not know this, but when you first get your bra, that you should be able to do it up on the closest hooks, leaving those ones free. Then as the time goes by, you'll find that it gets looser and you're hooking it on the middle one, and then eventually you're hooking it on the last one. So you're moving in as the bra ages. Then once it's too loose on the last one, it's time for a new one. Glasses. It's important not only to update our glasses for our eyesight, obviously we're going to do that every couple of years anyway, but also for looks as well. It's an opportunity to actually update the look, because glasses do have trends and fashions. So I bought these last year. So this is my latest pair of glasses. But the problem is, another consideration is, if you go for a big lens, then it could magnify the lines, and these do that. The lens is wide enough that my lines show in the glass. I have another pair of glasses that I actually prefer, which were my ones prior. These, and I liked these because the base, the smaller the base, this falls exactly where my lines are, so it disguises them. So with glasses, always make sure you're getting some that are going to suit your face, regardless of the trends. But also when you are shopping for them, do consider whether they're going to be enhancing your lines or disguising your lines. Now hair. My hair is still trying to work through the fallout it had last year. If you weren't following me last year, I had issues where I was losing quite a lot of hair. I have got regrowth now up here. So I've got little bits, so just growing, it's just about that long. But that's not just on top, it's all around. So down here is quite thin still. So I've had a blunt haircut. We're going to go on to talk about hair. Ignore my hair, because mine isn't still not perfect. And one of my own personal pet hates is when a hairdresser puts a women our age into one of those bobs with just a flat, blunt fringe. The thing about a fringe that comes down to the eyes here is you're exaggerating the eyes. Now it doesn't suit my face shape at all, so it's not going to suit everyone, a fringe that comes down here blunt anyway. So if a hairdresser says, oh, a woman your age, you should have a bob with a fringe, because it hangs here, stops here, it's going to exaggerate and enhance your wrinkles, your dark circles, your puffiness all around your eyes, because you're taking the observer's eye to a cutoff point. In TV programs where they're depicting a mature lady who's meant to be slightly frumpy, they will give her that haircut. I think we can just do so much better than that. These examples here of women with bobs, they may have slanted bobs. I've got a slanted bob. The other thing I have is mine has got a side parting. And what that enables me to do then is just sort of like tuck my hair behind my ears. So it's just a little bit more of an elevation to the bob when we're wearing it. It's not just vroom with a fringe vroom. The other options is long feathered fringes which are very attractive, and that softens the face. And I think it's a more youthful look, it's a more modern look. But there are many women actually who are still wearing hairstyles from, I would say, the 1980s. You know, like this is a Diana haircut, isn't it? From the 1980s. But we shouldn't be wearing that now. It would be so much more youthful to change that hairstyle to a more modern cut that is slimmer down here, that is less heavy in the fringe, not hanging down in the fringe as a bulk. When these bulky fringes that are hung down here sideways like this and just hung, my mum used to say I look like a cow looking under a hedge. Anyway, but let me show you, even with my hair now, I could put my hair like my mother's hair was, say 10 years ago. And because she didn't really modernise her hairstyle, but look, this, just all this brushing back like this, like that, there, look. If you still do this to your hair, brush it back, just how much older do I look? It's not a modern way of brushing our hair. Get rid of that, hang it down, there, straight down. I mean, consider having a long bob, a lob, and lots of feathering and layers in, you know, Diane Keaton, that type of look. Bob doesn't have to be short. Let's talk about grey hair. So we could be in a situation where we don't colour up, we continue to colour our hair because we think that's useful. Yet our skin tone is lightening, our eye tone is lightening, our eye colour. We frequently have regrowth up here of grey, and then maybe it's red or ginger or brown down here. Grey regrowth and dark hair to me is ageing. I think it's more pro-age to actually accept our natural colour if it comes through nice and beautiful and vibrant. And of course, long hair is okay, but it can drag the face down. You can do that. So I don't think, we don't want hair so long that we can sit on it, you know? And also the ends then are scruffy. I think what we need is long hair that is nicely trimmed without any dead ends, that is well conditioned and sleek, and we can, use an oil on it to condition it, and glossy, and it hangs down nice and neatly. And long hair can just be to here. Be nice and neat and glossy down to here. That's still long. And a brief bit on makeup. I'm not one for using a powder foundation, nor do I use powder, because however many of those YouTube videos tell you how to apply it so as it's not gonna sit in your lines and creases, I just can't do it. They always, whichever, sit in my lines and creases, so I just don't now. Absolutely don't. And the funny thing is, and this goes against all the rules, just wearing foundation, it goes against all the rules to do that. But I would also say that my blusher stays on longer. I use a powder blush sometimes on top of my foundation, and I like that because it stays, it sticks. And I know that's against all the rules, but I don't care, it works for me. So, a year ago, I did a similar video and I mentioned my skincare because you were asking me at the time what I was doing because my skin was looking so good. And one product that I mentioned that I'm still using is the Shani Darden retexturing. Is it retexturing? Texture reforming serum. And I mentioned it last time, and many of you bought this. I'm using it still. This is not the same bottle. I've got a new bottle. But yeah, I'm using this at night, and then I use Estee Lauder's night serum over the top of that, and then I'm using Arginist's night cream on top of that. At the time last year, I was using CeraVe, which, great, use this. Use CeraVe on top as well. Perfect. I happen to have Argenius, so I'm just using that at the moment. Then for the daytime, I have discovered a new love. So whilst this is quite pricey, I'm going to the other end of the price range. My new daytime cream love, and I bought this just by chance in Sainsbury's because I'd run out of what I was using, and I thought I'd get a data cream that was just from Sainsbury's when I was shopping, and found this because it was on offer for just over £6. And it is L'Oreal's Age Perfect, and it's Collagen Expert Retightening Day Cream. But I believe there's something in this that makes my face look super, super smooth, because it kind of shears it out and blends out the lines, and it creates a fantastic surface then for foundation. I love it. I love it. It's almost like there's a built-in primer, and if I look it up online, maybe there is. I haven't looked, but it behaves as if there's a built-in primer in there as well. So I'm really enjoying using that day cream at the moment. Then I have had a few people ask me, and they've messaged me on Instagram, asking me what foundation I use and like. At the moment, I like Erborian's BB cream and CC cream, and I'm using Claire in the winter. I believe in the summer I need to try a different colour. Then if I'm not using that, I'm using Estee Lauder's Sheer Luxe. I've got it in Desert Beige, so that's what I'm currently using. Again, I think for the summer I need to go a little bit darker, but that's that. So that's what I'm using. So those of you who've asked the question where I haven't answered you, that's what I'm using. That's what I am finding at the moment is making me look, well, disguising my lines a bit. Now, eyeliner. One of the beauty channels from the UK, and I can't remember who it was, said that the way to apply eyeliner is not using the point of the pencil and going along like that, but using it flat and going along like that. Now, in that way, you're getting a bolder line because you're getting a wider line, which means that, and this is not what she said, but what I found is that because you've got a wider line, you actually then can use a lighter colour because you're getting, it kind of makes up for the strength that you're losing by not using the point. And so, yeah, I'm using my soft green a lot more now rather than browns, or I wasn't using black anyway. That is quite harsh. And obviously taking a line all the way underneath is harsh and aging. So yeah, if you're going to use eyeliner, as soft as you can in colour and as little as you can apply really, and soft in pressure. So yeah, there's an idea. Try just swiping it along sideways on its side, flat on its side. See how that looks on you. Then also on the makeup front, I'm finding that the lipsticks I used to favour, like reds or nudes, the browns, those nudie browns, the tawny colours, I used to love those being an autumn colouring with my browny red hair. They just don't look right on me now, and I'm favouring much more pink. And I've got a lipstick I've had for a long time by, it's Dior, and it's Paris, and this is my current favourite. So that is what I've got on now. Yes, go to, and that's without a mirror, huh? Clever, huh? It's probably all over my teeth and around my mouth. Anyway, that I find lasts a long time. I use Code Beautiful's liner underneath it. Posture, and I'm not talking about just making sure you're standing up straight. I'm talking about turning the head, and I read this in an article somewhere and I thought how true this is. You could see somebody who is perfectly dressed, looking modern and current and youthful, but not too young, not like mutton dressed as lamb. Yet when they turn their head, they're not turning their head, they're moving their body like this, they're moving their shoulders. So if that's what you're doing, you're moving your shoulders rather than turning your head, be aware of that. If you have to, because of pains and stiffness, maybe there's exercises you can do to loosen that up, but just to be aware that something like that can be aging. Ana Luisa are offering you a discount if you use the code down below. So thank you very much, Ana Luisa. And if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you will enjoy this one.